Hello, everybody! Welcome back to Let's Play Dirt Racing. How's everybody doing? It is November 26th again, and you may be wondering, why does this sound so much faster than it should be? And also, what the fuck is with like the racing the staff goes? Well, so unfortunately, I was gonna originally do the time trials live commentated and just put it up as like an hour-ish long video, but it definitely ended up taking a lot longer than that. Like, if you do every race perfectly the first time, you could probably get a time somewhere in the neighborhood of about, I would say, 40 minutes. And also, I lost this race, but I skipped it anyways because off-screen I accidentally won the race, but, and that was beforehand, so I was just showing off, like, how difficult it actually is. But a lot of these time trials are pretty goddamn difficult, and I failed a lot at them. Like, especially the ones in World 3. Those were probably the worst ones that I was at. Words, stuff, I don't know. But yeah, basically what you're doing in time trial mode is you're racing TT in order to unlock TT, because he's the secret character that you're trying to get. And, honestly, some of his times are pretty goddamn good. The thing that's hard about racing TT is the fact that he has, like, broken stats. And by that I mean, like, he has the highest top speed and acceleration in the game, and he's got the second highest turning, which is just stupid. But the one benefit is that in the hovercraft and plane, drumstick is actually faster. So, if you're doing car missions, I would say probably go with whoever you're best as long as they have, like, medium speed or higher. And for the hovercraft and plane missions, I would say go for drumstick, because, in all honesty, turning doesn't really matter that much in either of those. Like, the handling stat for each character really doesn't matter that much. Because hovercraft, you're going to have bad handling no matter who you're playing as. And the plane, you're going to have good handling no matter who you're playing as. So, yeah, it really doesn't make that much of a difference, so I would definitely recommend using drumstick for those ones. Unfortunately, there are more car races than any other device racing thingy. Vehicle, there we go, that's the word I was thinking of. So, a lot of the car ones are going to be like, oh, and that one that I just did, I think Jungle Falls, is that what it's called? That one I had a really hard time with. This one, Hot Top Volcano, you can just see how much faster drumstick is than TT. Like, I bumped the edge right there, shit the bed, and I catch up, like, so fast, it's ridiculous. Drumstick is just, like, by leaps and bounds the fastest character in the plane. And you see, like, I'm visibly going faster than he is. And drumstick and TT are supposed to have the same amount of speed, but apparently not, I don't know. Drumstick is basically, like, as I said, drumstick is basically Crunch if Crunch had good-ish turning. I mean, drumstick definitely has, like, not the greatest turning. I think he's probably equivalent to, like, Banjo. Maybe a little bit better than Banjo, but, according to his stats, he's equivalent with Diddy Kong, which is a total fucking lie, because, like, there were some tracks that I just had to do Diddy Kong. By the way, this whole thing is a hybrid between me using drumstick and Diddy Kong, so, yeah. But the World 1 ones were definitely, like, pretty difficult. They were the only ones that I really had that much of a problem with. I would say World 1, and then, like, World 1, 3, and 5 were probably the hardest ones. Actually, no, World 5 was pretty easy. What am I talking about? World 1, 3, and 4 were the hard ones. 2 and 5 were pretty easy. Like, I think every single race in this cup, except for the last one, I got on the first try. And especially this one. Like, I don't know why I say especially this one, because I wasn't really that far ahead at the end. You can probably tell, like, he's kind of sticking with me this entire time. But yeah. Again, definitely recommend drumstick. It's hard to come up with post-commentary. Believe you me, like, this is why I don't do post-commentary on my videos. I'm mad props for anyone who does, like, regular post-commentary on their videos and can actually think of stuff to say. Because I can't do it. Like, I find such a hard time. I have to have, like, a list of topics written out, like, on my hand or, like, on my desktop or whatever beforehand. And I didn't do that this time, so I feel like an idiot. This song, by the way, is fucking awesome. I would like to say this is probably, like, maybe my third favorite song in the game. I don't know. There's some really good songs in World 5, so I wouldn't like to compare them too much. I guess I could talk about this one thing that I've been meaning to talk about for a while. I don't know why I've been meaning to talk about it, but like, it's something that seems so like reversed based on like my life right now. Because my life right now, like I'm not working. It's like hard to find a job, stuff like that. But last summer, there was a big flood in the area that I live in. Oh, I got a lap record. That's always nice. Yay! Yay, drumstick! Oh yeah. But the last year there was a big flood, and the store that I worked at, well, it wasn't really the store I worked in, it was the warehouse. I was basically like one of those guys who comes in the middle of the night and like stocks the shelves. But like I was doing receiving for like when a truck comes in or something like that. So a truck would come in during the day, and then I would receive it during the night, and then we would put out all the crap, and then I'd sort it. But basically, like, there was this one week where we kept continually getting trucks in the middle of the night, and that was because of a flood in Calgary. So basically, like, every store that was in the company sent all of their pumps to Calgary because, like, holy fuck, everybody needed fucking pumps because their basements were all flooded, stuff like that. And it was like, it was a big mess of a city, basically, for about a month. Maybe not a month. It was definitely like 3 weeks or something like that. But yeah, the city was a total mess. And basically, the store decided to stay over 24 hours, bring in a bunch of pumps so people could buy them. And basically, they offered as much overtime to anybody as anybody wanted. So I decided, why the fuck not? I work a 96-hour week, so I worked 6 days, 16 hours a day. And then by the 7th day, they're like, we can't afford to pay you any more overtime. Sorry. But, like, we gotta bring someone else in. Because I was, like, higher wage than most people that worked there. But yeah, it was mildly ridiculous. Like, I was so tired by the end of the week. You have no idea. Like, if you've ever worked a 96-hour week, or if you've ever worked, like, even, like, a 50-hour week, like, that's pretty exhausting. But, like, 96 was ridiculous. Because, like, the job that I did, there was a lot of, like, moving shit around. So basically, like, I'd have to take, like, anvils and like, legit anvils. Like, not just like, oh, this is Looney Tunes, like, you use anvils for that. No, it was like, I remember, like, one time, there were, like, 188-pound anvils that came in on, like, one flat. But the flat had to be, like, triple reinforced, and it was, like, ridiculous. And, yeah, it was stupid, and I had to move, like, all of them from one thing to another. I would have taken the forklift, but it was, like, it was sorted with a bunch of other crap, and, like, that was, like, there was literally no way that I could have done it. It was kind of awkward. There was no way I could have done it without having to move all of them, because of just the way that things worked there. It was kind of annoying, but yeah, there was, like, some pretty hardcore physical labor. Like, I would say that's hardcore physical labor, moving 8,800 pounds of anvils in like an hour. That's pretty fucking heavy if you've never done it before. Like, I was exhausted by the end. But yeah, it was pretty magical. Don't ever work that much. I made like, I think I made like $3,000 in a week. It was stupid. Like, if I kept going at that pace, I would have made like $150,000 a year. But no, because that was awful. Don't ever do that. Yeah, overtime is sometimes good, but don't ever do excessive overtime to the point where it, like, ruins your fucking life like that did. Also, this track right here, this took me, like, so many attempts because I kept fucking bouncing on the ice at the end of the track. Like, it was really annoying. And also, drumstick can't make corners for crap, so, like, that boost right there, that boost right there, I kept missing them, like, almost every lap. But eventually, like, the tap the A button trick absolutely, like, 100% made up for the fact that I missed all of those boosts. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous how fast that makes you go. That is how I beat, like, 90% of these time trials. Like, if this were actually based on, like, skill, then I would have lost, like, every single one of these. Because, like, it's kind of funny, because I was just watching this at, like, 3 times regular speed to make sure, like, okay, I edited this properly. Because, like, when I post commentate, I edit the video, and then do the commentary, and then put the commentary in, and basically, like, immediately just hit render, because why the fuck not? Like, it's just easier that way. But I watched the thing back in triple time to see how how good I did or like whatnot, just to make sure that like every attempt shown was like the correct attempt, not like, oh, I failed 6 times and then did it right. But this is already at 1.5 times regular speed, so doing this at 1.5 times regular speed times 3 is 4.5 times regular speed, which is it was just kind of mildly ridiculous how impressive it looked. But definitely, like, there were a couple points in this, like probably on this race, like that turn right there, that did not look impressive at all. Actually, that did look impressive, that I managed to turn perfectly around the boost and just completely miss it. That takes some skill right there, I'm not gonna lie. Also, I don't remember if that ice, like bouncing on that ice on the right path right at the start, if that makes you like go boing, boing, boing like the other ice in the game. I don't know. It's like boing water. I don't really understand the mechanics of why water would make you bounce. Maybe you're Jesus? I'm not entirely sure. Drumstick as Jesus confirmed 2014. That is the second coming of Jesus is right now. Unless you're religious, in which case you're going to crucify me. This was the worst track in the entire game to do. So as you can see, my best time trial was with Drumstick, and I'm playing as Diddy. It's because for every fucking time trial I did with Drumstick, I kept missing the boost, like I did just there. But like, I missed like every boost. I think I perfectly missed that boost that I just went past right there, like 100 times. It was ridiculous. Like, I think I spent about 25 minutes on this track alone because I suck at this track, like, just flat out. Like, even if I'm playing with a character with like perfect handling, I'm pretty goddamn awful at this track. As you can probably see the first time I played this game, this track, or the second time, or the third time, I don't know. But my point is that I was awful at it, and I will continue to be awful at it for probably forever. This track, best goddamn music, second best goddamn music. Actually, Dark Mood Caverns is the better music, I'd say. But this has got some pretty goddamn good music, but freaking awful track. I hate it. It definitely feels like Christmas, though. I love how good of a job they did making the atmosphere. Oh yeah, in World 4, like I had a pretty easy time with some of the races, like this one. This one I had no problems with. Like I think this was my first attempt because I switched back to Drumstick because it was a hovercraft thing. Also, if you hit the bell and TT is like behind you, TT will just float through the air. Like, and there will be no bridge there, but he'll just float there. I know that because like I remember that from when I was a kid because I wanted to see if TT like actually went like around. But no, he doesn't. He just flies through the air and goes right through the bridge. It looks really weird. I don't remember how I got to see that. I'm pretty sure it was like... Pretty sure there's a way to get like 2-player time trials, and I think my sister was looking and I went through the bridge past him. But I don't remember. Either way, it does look really funny. So I definitely recommend trying to see it if you get a chance. I also love how far ahead I am from TT in this one, because like you would think that the hovercraft ones would be like the hardest ones, because the hovercraft has awful handling, but no. Like, TT just sucks with the hovercraft, so like they were definitely the easiest ones. I think basically all the hovercraft levels I did first try. I think maybe 1 or 2 that I screwed up the first time, but I mean, other than that, they're really not that difficult. Boulder Canyon especially was like a pretty easy one. I always like Boulder Canyon though as a race. This one's pretty goddamn hard. I suck at this race too, but like this one, I would say like if there was a hardest race in the game just to do like flat out, I would probably say this one. Just because like I suck at it, and B, like look at the track. The track is just like kind of like a HUD in some areas, and it just looks really awkward. Like that. Like this turning area where you have to go through the village is just like so awkward. And then like they should have the boost like right up against the side. That's what I think. That would make this game like a hell of a lot easier if the boosts were along the side. Fuck, like it's sometimes really awkward because you'll be along the rail and then like you'll miss the boost anyways. It sort of sucks. I don't know. I also love how TT just randomly encourages you for no reason. Like he's racing against you. He's like, keep going, go for it, you can do it. And stuff like that. Like, he's so encouraging, but like, oh yeah, you can do this, that's what he says, you can do this. But yeah, he's so encouraging And this was the most clenched victory ever, because, like, I missed the boost, and he was, like, so close behind me. There was actually the attempt before that. I missed that boost, I was ahead of him, and he beat me by, like, 100th of a second. Like, I was in front of him the whole time until, like, the exact, like, millisecond that we crossed the finish line. I swear to God, we probably tied on that race. But this one I probably should have done better on than I did. I did this first try anyways, but, like, still, like, look how far ahead I am at this point in the track. Like, it's mildly ridiculous. I don't know what the hell TT's, like, doing on the track that he's this far behind. But, like, I swear to God, like, the silver coin challenge, like, Crunch was going faster than TT. Because, just, why the hell not? I just thought that the silver coin challenge was considerably harder for this than doing the actual, like, time trial race. And, I mean, this isn't really a race, per se. It sort of is, but, like, at the same time, it's, like, it's not that hard, and, like, you can't run into anybody, and there's no weapons. Like, there's nothing except, like, skill involved here. There's no luck factor. And for the most part, like, this game's pretty good about keeping it mostly about skill. There's crap laying on the track, yeah, but it's not like Mario Kart where, like, oh, somebody got 3 red shells, or, like, a blue shell, or, like, a star and ran into you, or a bullet bill and ran into you, or anything like that. The only thing that can really get you is, like, the oil slicks, which you can avoid, because they're just sitting there. And I think there's, like, the highest iteration of the magnet, I think, pulls you backwards, but I don't remember. And there's the homing missiles. The homing missiles are really the only thing that, like, makes a difference, really, because how often does the AI really get, like, the highest magnet possible? Like, almost never. It's ridiculous. I found it funny how far behind I was in this track by the end of the first lap, but I still managed to pull out a victory, managed to pull one out, and just be like, oh yeah, motherfucking drumsticks, like, chicken, oh yeah. Oh my God, I just got that. Oh my God, I can't believe I never got that before. Drumstick, like the chicken leg, which is like, oh my God, I feel like such an idiot, how did I not get that before? Speaking of which, tomorrow's Thanksgiving for all you American people, or like, I don't think Thanksgiving's in anywhere other than North America, but like, it's Thanksgiving for American people and then Black Friday, so hopefully you guys don't get trampled in a fucking lineup. That's all I want to say. I definitely have never been out shopping for Black Friday, mostly because it's not really that big of a thing here. Like, they're trying to make it a big thing in the last few years, because random stuff. But last year I went out to get a Christmas present for my sister. I got her a Blu-ray player, because I actually had money last year for buying Christmas presents. This was impressive, how I managed to hit so many fucking things, like, right at the end of the lap. It was ridiculous. But last year I went out to get my sister a Blu-ray player, and it was like 80% off. I got her a freaking Blu-ray player for $30, and like, it was a nice Blu-ray player too. Like, it had like Netflix built in, and like Wi-Fi, like other stuff that Blu-ray players have, the ability to play Blu-rays. There we go. And yeah, it was nice, and I was the only one there. It was like 2 in the afternoon. They're like, yeah, we haven't sold any of these all day. I'm like, really? Like, and it was dead. Mind you, this was at a store called London Drugs, which I don't know if that's in other countries, but like, I think it's based out of London, Ontario, and that's why they call it London Drugs. But yeah, I found it ridiculous how I could just like bust in and get this thing, and like nobody had been there. This was a super clutch victory too, because he was like right behind me. Like, it scared the crap out of me right at the end of the race. Get ready, go, yeah! I will try and beat your time and listen to this awesome music. I shouldn't beatbox because I can't freaking beatbox. This was another one that I just had to do with Diddy because, like, Drumstick kept missing the boosts, and, well, I kept missing the boosts with Drumstick. It was too difficult, in all honesty, like, it really was. And this is probably, like, this is one of the hardest tracks in the game. I think probably second hardest, in order for, like, just to do, like, properly. Just because these turns are at, like, a really awkward radius, and unless you're playing with, like, I think Pipsy has the exact perfect turning radius without skidding, to do those properly. But, like, everybody else, you have to, like, alternate between, like, skidding and not skidding, and it's, like, really awkward. I also love how much faster you go than TT on the, there. mildly ridiculous, I find. But yeah. Wow, I hit a lap record for that? That's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because, like, there was one race that I was doing, like, actually, Frosty Village, when I was doing it, the first time I attempted it, TT's, like, regular lap, like, all 3 of his regular laps were faster than my lap record, which was like, oh my god. But my, like, the attempt that I did to unlock the time trial, which was hard enough as it was, the attempt I did to unlock the time trial to actually be able to race against TT, all 3 of my laps were, like, within 0.1 seconds of each other, so that's why I was able to unlock it, but he still kicked my ass. And this one I found it funny how far ahead I got too, because, like, again, I don't know what the hell he was doing, but he was just, like, sucking the big one. I think this was my first try too, because I was just like, meh, I'll do the rest of the race with Diddy. None of them are really that hard. Except for Spaceport Alpha, which is pretty difficult, I would say. Star City is a really cool course, as I said in the last video. Like, I just really, really love Star City. It's one of my favorites, just because, like, the atmosphere. And again, like, it feels like something straight out of Star Wars. Like, I also love those rings because, like, they have something like that in front of the Science Center in town. Because, like, the Science Center is actually called the TELUS World of Science, because TELUS is a phone company that sponsors the Science Center. But yeah, I also can't believe I just, like, missed the boost there. Like, I went clearly right over it. But yeah, those 2 rings, like, they're basically welded together, and then the bottom one spins, and it gives the illusion that, like, they're spinning in opposite directions, I think. I actually don't remember how it works. I think it might be, like, on a track or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, this was definitely the hardest race in World 5. Future Funland, I don't think I've actually said the name of the area. Because yeah, like that down and then up section, I kept bumping into, like, the wall or whatever, and, like, it'd be a pain in the ass. And then here, like, this corner is, like, surprisingly hard to make if you go, like, on the inside. But yeah, I was basically ahead of him the entire time trial by like, quite a bit. I don't know how much because, oh yeah, never mind. I don't know how much because it won't fucking show the thing. But yeah, we were basically done here, and once you beat all the time trials, I got distracted because, like, this local radio station was tweeting at me, like, because they put on a Black Friday sale for tickets, and, well, for concert tickets for their, like, music festivals that they put on every year, and they're like $129, and I'm like, that's on sale? I remember 2 years ago when I got in for $50 to see Linkin Park. It was a huge band, and now, like, they haven't even announced the lineup, and it's $130. Last year was $180. I got in for $100 because I bought a single day pass, and they gave us the wrong wristband. But yeah, like, it's just ridiculous how much they inflated it. You've beaten all my times, now you can pick me! Victorious! Finally beat all the time trials, which is fucking awesome. Thank you guys very much for putting up with this terrible, terrible video. Hopefully the commentary wasn't too bad. But next time, let's play Dirt Racing. We'll try out TT and do the rest of the Silver Coin challenges. So I will see you guys then. Goodbye, and have a wonderful tomorrow. And the video ran out before I could finish. Bye!